Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with the Bilderberg group. And there is another group that was a secret group that also Peter Thiel, another Antichrist, is part of. So let's start right away with this article about what is this secret group about. Because there are many, I'm sure. This is not the only one. However, Peter Thiel's DALOG network was super secret. A data leak changed that. This is an article from yesterday, June 16th, 2026. Doesn't he look like an antichrist? Some kind of reptilian creature? Full story. 20 years ago, a tech billionaire Peter Thiel and an associate founded DALOG, that is the name of it, an invitation-only network of elites from business, academia, and politics. DALOG was so secretive that it never had a public-facing website, and its participants were never identified to outsiders until now. Data related to DALOG, which Thiel created with the Silicon Valley investor Oren Hoffman, has been exposed online, opening a window onto the influential but discreet organization. The data provided to Straight Arrow by a security researcher reveals the names of current and former members, their personal email addresses and telephone numbers, as well as previously private details about the organizations of the record discussions, including an event scheduled for August in Dublin, Ireland. DALOG has often been compared in the media to the Bilderberg Group, a private forum established in 1954 to foster conversations between European and North American leaders. It, too, is shrouded in secrecy. It is not clear from the leaked data whether DALOG engages in political activity, although the organization purchased land outside Washington last year for a permanent campus. Thiel, a co-founder of PayPal and the data mining from Palantir Technologies, is a prominent supporter of Vice President J.D. Vance and he voted for President Donald Trump and donated money towards construction of Trump's White House ballroom. Yep, that ballroom, everyone. Thiel donated more than $1.7 million to candidates and political parties in 2024, according to federal data. Thiel identifies as a libertarian and once said, quoting, "I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible." A spokesperson from Thiel did not respond Tuesday to an email from Straight Arrow seeking comment. So let's go through this DALOG participant profiles. The leaked data from DALOG shows that its website, previously available only to members and guests, contained code that revealed 113 names of prominent people connected to the group, according to a Swiss security researcher, Maya Erson-Cremieux, who is the best known for discovering an exposed copy of the US government no-fly list in 2023. The names tied to DALOG include Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Sarah Bond, the former president of Xbox at Microsoft, Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, Hollywood actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt, podcast host and author Sam Harris, and tech entrepreneur and longevity enthusiast Brian Johnson. I just want to add one more name because I'm going to play a video after I read this to you. Many of you are familiar with Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is an author, best-selling author, podcaster as well. He wrote many books. I think the one that most people are familiar with is, I think, 4 Hour Week or something like that. But he's pretty known in the so-called New Age motivational group, okay? So Tim Ferriss is on the list as well. Anyway, The list does not indicate whether any of those names are members, conference participants, or guests of DALOG. Other exposed data, however, provides greater detail into those associated with the organization. DALOG participant profiles list details provided by people scheduled to attend the event in August: names, employers, locations, email addresses, assistants' email addresses, birthdays, mobile phone numbers, emergency contacts, dietary restrictions, bios, predictions for 2031. Yeah. Fun facts, talents and interests, book recommendations, and even whether they are looking for love at DALOG. Attendees are also asked to provide the political leaning and are given the choices of far left, left, right, and far right. A disclaimer next to the option states that answer will not be shared in the app or with other participants ever. A profile filled out by actor John Brolin includes much of the information. Josh Brolin, I think he's the son of Barbara Streisand, isn't he? Correct me if I'm not wrong. Much of the information requested by the form. Straight Arrow called the phone number listed for Brolin, who was shown in the data as a first-time dialoger. The call went to a voicemail box with what appeared to be Brolin's voice. He did not respond to the message. Other profiles include ones for Shmuel Abramson, chief economist at Israel's Ministry of Finance, Scott Cook, the co-founder of the financial software company Intuit, and active member Lisa Gevelberg, global vice president at Google. It's fun to be in charge. DALOG's meetings in Dublin will feature, so this is coming in August, will feature sessions on topics weighty and perhaps less serious. One session is titled Bring Back Nuclear. Another will focus on disinformation and deepfakes. Participants will hear about contrarian AI takes, predictions for Iran. They have 3 predictions for Iran. And democracy under surveillance. One session is headlined Build a Cult, Soapbox. Wow. While another declares it's fun to be in charge. Do we need more names? I mean, like, everything is really what they are doing. Optional activities include private tours of Distillery St. Patrick's Cathedral and the Guinness Storehouse. That's in Dublin. It's unclear, poor island. It's unclear whether the data leak will change plans for the event. Regardless, Cremu, the security researcher, told Straight Arrow it's surprising that the secretive organization's information about some of the world's most powerful people became public. It's just wild to me how this once again shows that people who run the world are so confident in their safety that they don't really bother with any proper operational security, she said, not even for their off-the-record secret conventions where they all network and discuss our collective future. So now let me play this video for you, because this girl is going to present the story in a nutshell in a very, very nice way. And then I'm going to go back to the moment when THIEL was attending the Bilderberg's group meetings, all the secret stuff, you know. But that group we know. So let's take a listen to this girl. Very informative as well.
You know that feeling when you find out something you're not supposed to know? Well, you're about to have it right now. What if I told you that there is a network of billionaires, politicians, and celebrities who have been holding secret conventions for 20 years to discuss our collective future without us in the room? This is a club that is invite only, where your voice is not welcome, but your future is the agenda. Welcome to DALOG. This DALOG group has been compared to the Bilderberg group, which is an infamous private forum where global elites meet behind closed doors to discuss world affairs without any public accountability. And now we know some of the names who have been attending these off-the-record gatherings. Some of these names are not surprising, and I'm just going to blanket statement the rest of this video that it's all alleged according to Wired.com. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Senator Ted Cruz, tech billionaires like Elon Musk, people who are already a part of the power structure and have no interest in transparency. But some of these names are very shocking. Some of them claim to be on the left. Here's the list. You can pause to read it. And here, and here. Some have built careers on being thoughtful, independent voices. Some have even spoken out about accountability and justice. And yet they were quietly attending meetings organized by a man, Peter THIEL, who said this publicly, quote, "I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible." End quote. Let that sink in. Peter THIEL does not believe in democracy. He is a powerful tech billionaire and a prominent supporter of J.D. Vance. He has donated over $7 million to political candidates in just 2024 alone, and he is hosting secret conventions for the rich and powerful, all to discuss our collective future without our consent or our voices. Here's just a few of the sessions on the upcoming agenda for an August Dublin event. Bring back nuclear, disinformation and deepfakes, contrarian AI takes, 3 predictions for Iran, democracy under surveillance, and one session simply titled, "It's fun to be in charge." This is a group of people who think they should be making decisions about the rest of us without any oversight. They're not just networking, they are planning. There are over 200 names on this list. Every single one of them has some explaining to do, especially the ones who claim to be on our side, especially the ones who talk about democracy and accountability while attending secret meetings with people who openly admit that they do not believe in democracy. You know that feeling when you find out something you're not supposed to?
Yep. So I'm just wondering, maybe I should go on Tim Ferriss' Instagram account and just put a comment. No wonder your books sell so well. You know, actually, I met him in person. When was it? 2014, I think. I went to Paris. I lived in the United States. I went to Paris to attend a writing school that turned out to be an absolute disaster school. It was an American school in Paris, but, you know, beautiful location. Before I started to write my first novel, and from everyone, all of a sudden, Tim Ferriss appeared, and he seemed to be like a really nice guy. He seems to be like a really nice guy, but yeah, no wonder, right? No wonder those books sell so well. So now let's go back to 2025 and that moment when Peter Thiel was attending the Bilderberg Group meetings in Stockholm, in Sweden. Some of you have seen this video, some of you haven't, but let's check the vibes again. They haven't changed.
Mr. Thiel, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir? Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein? I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one. You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir. Do you think the American people want this surveillance tech being used against them?
You almost wait like for a reptilian face to, you know, like shape-shifting. You pretty much, I feel like this watching him, like all of a sudden he will turn around and he'll be like, you know, reptile or something like that, because he is truly, in my opinion, without shadow of a doubt in this case. So where we go next? Maybe we should go to a story that is related to nature and animals. And why is that? Because when they are gathering, having those meetings, it's fun to be in charge. I'm sure they are also influencing decisions like this. So let's go to the story, how they're gonna kill the ponies.
They're going to kill the ponies. The government has come up with a mad plan to slaughter 90% of the wild ponies that graze on Dartmoor. The beautiful ponies that have been there for centuries. Why? Because apparently there's too much grass on Dartmoor and they want to turn it into some kind of rainforest. This is an evil plan and it needs to be stopped. Reform? We're going to fight it every step of the way. You don't need to kill ponies to protect the environment. They're going to kill.
So I didn't even know that there is such an area and they have beautiful ponies, but I have discovered this news yesterday, and then you have a video. I'm going to show you how beautiful this land is and how beautiful those animals are. And I'm going to play this video a little bit. So this will help us to at least relax looking at them, but maybe not so much thinking what will soon happen to them. But this is what they are willing to destroy.
Welcome to Dartmoor. And what a cracking morning it is too. Welcome to Dartmoor. And what a cracking morning it is too. If you ever walk or drive across Dartmoor, then you're almost guaranteed to see the beautiful Dartmoor ponies. And today, as well as enjoying the fantastic, stunning views, I'm going to tell you more about the Dartmoor ponies' fascinating history. So join me for an amazing walk on Dartmoor. Let's go. Ponies have been roaming Dartmoor since prehistoric times, and possibly even before that. Back in the 1970s, they did an excavation in Dartmoor, and they discovered hoof prints of ponies, which dated a domestic pony back to 3,500 years ago. Wow, that's a long time. People often think that these are just wild animals on Dartmoor, but they're not. Although they're free to roam wild on the moor, every single pony is owned by pony keepers or farmers who care for their well-being. Well, I love exploring Dartmoor on foot, but wow, that must be a cracking way to explore the moor on horseback.
So isn't it gorgeous how beautiful they are, and the nature and those natural surroundings 3,500 years ago. They were there. I mean, not those, of course, but their ancestors. And they survived all of the shit shows that were going on. And now the reptilians are after them. Well, I'm going to show you another one who is calling goyms, which means all of us, apes, because we are not human beings. To them, we are apes. Let's take a listen.
Julian, when I was coming into the studio, I was thinking, what can I compare this to? Do you remember the movie Planet of the Apes? The human people that came to the planet, all of a sudden, you're weird, you're the killer, you're the rotten person, because they believed in all the evils that was unproven. To be a Jew today sometimes is like the humans that come to the Planet of the Apes and meeting people like him and like, where did you get this from? Why do you think this way? And it's almost impossible to talk to these people, to reason to these people, because hate is an emotion. It's not intellect. Jillian,
So actually, let me read what he said, because that's an interesting one, right? Let me find this post again. I just had to go. Okay.
when I was coming into the studio, I was thinking, what?
Controversy. A controversy. A recent clip involving Rabbi Chaim Mentz has sparked debate online after critics accused the rabbi of using language they viewed as insulting towards non-Jews. The remarks quickly spread across social media, with supporters arguing that the comments were taken out of the context and critics claiming they reflected a broader attitude towards outsiders. The rabbi claimed that being around non-Jews was like being in the planet of the apes. Essentially, he was referring to the non-Jews as primates. It has sparked debate from non-Jews about how Jews view them. Are goyim really seen as cattle, like they're referred to in the Talmud? Part of the discussion centered on the Hebrew word goy, plural goyim, a derogatory slur commonly used to refer to non-Jews. Oy vey. So, what do you think, everyone? But goyims are actually attending those secretive meetings, aren't they? Because not all of them are Jewish, right? So how about those? So there is kind of conflict of interest, don't you think? Very confusing. Because they are really connected. However, he just said that those who are not Jews, they feel like apes. So apes are gathering for the secret meetings, but then they collaborate with apes to put into existence the laws that will definitely benefit the bigger picture of Pax Judaica. Maybe one more topic for you from Argentina. Why not? This time is not about fires, but it's about something else. Let me find it. With the cousin of Benjamin Netanyahu, right here, Argentina might be the first country to let a company exist with 0 humans in it. That's right. So you might have many companies in Argentina that have no human beings running it. President Javier Milei, or Milejkowski, we should say, his bill would create a non-human corporation, its own legal identity, able to sign contracts and move money, run entirely by AI. Humans can be shareholders, but aren't required. The pitch: make Buenos Aires the magnet for global AI capital. But that's okay, because this is like second Israel now, right? The problem, nobody solved. If it causes harm, there is no person to hold accountable. And Peter Thiel has been on the ground in Buenos Aires the whole time it was written. The first real test of who's in control when the corporation isn't human. Yeah, it's fun to be in charge, isn't it? So guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, hitting thumbs up, subscribing, leaving the comments, and supporting my work. With this being said, lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. They might think they are in charge, but who is really in charge? I think we all know. See you in the next one. Bye, everyone.